Hello now, Enterprise. First of all, thanks for the video. Sometimes people think I perceive me as dismissive and whatnot, and I want to make sure that you don't perceive me that way. But there's really two things in your video that show I have a very different perspective on how this stuff works. One, I will express again my belief that being is an error, and that everything is becoming, everything is changing. So if you look at your body when you are relaxed to a fully relaxed state that you might consider immobile, your heart's still beating. You're still breathing. Take an inanimate object. Can it rest fully? No, there's electrons and other atoms moving around within the structure of the stone. If you take down even just an electron, where its properties stay almost identical, but what changes is its position. It can't stand still. Okay, so everything is in motion, and that's the fundamental truth for me. And the other thing is, I believe our will is composed of other wills, namely the wills of our cell, and specifically in human, cognitive willing and the consciousness of the brain cells. And similarly, you could compose, the will of a culture, of a society, of a species, through a composition of its wills. And this could go up and down in a kind of continuum. Okay, but I don't want to say that therefore all that's important is some master outside will that's the will of all, because I believe that our universe is multiplicative. It's inherently multiple. So I'm not sure you can say there is a single whole. But you definitely can say that there's a greater whole that includes you as a system, and you can break this down and see the smaller wholes. And I don't want to ever say that one of those is the true and the other one is not the true. Now, for us, it's ironic because, well, you want to say, oh, the whole will, the will of the whole universe is somehow the only will that matters, the one will. It's just as true that for you as a subjective being, that your one will is what matters, and perhaps those wills that you're composed of. So I don't want to deny this continuum, but I also don't want to let us rest in just one or the other. It's rather a matter of the question of what we're talking about. If we're looking at the whole evolution of life on Earth, billions of years worth, then we may very well be looking at the wills of whole species, right? That it's the will of a mosquito to suck blood. We may very well look at things like that. That is not more fundamentally true than the will of an individual mosquito, and it depends really a lot on the context, which is more important. The criteria that tells you which is important will shift depending on the scope, the range, both of what you're considering, and potentially if you're considering some sort of a problem or a puzzle, then the scope of that problem or puzzle. Anyway, thanks again for your video reply. Cheers.